today's episode of The Tenant, I'm in Mumbai. In Mumbai, I'm in the vibrant and colorful Khar. Our tenant today is an actor who moved from London to Mumbai. Why did she move? What works for her and what doesn't? Let's meet her.
Hello.
Hi Amaara, I can see this is the abode of Amaara and Cuddles.
Yes.
Son.
Welcome to our little abode.
Glad to be here. Okay, this is a bright house you have.
Yes. Thank you.
How big is this place?
I don't know square feet wise, but it's definitely bigger than what I've lived in before.
Okay. What is it that gets somebody from London to Mumbai? Why make that shift? Generally, it's the other way around.
Yeah, that is true. For me, honestly, there wasn't really a logic. It was totally gut feeling. But I'm glad I made the move. It was a complete whim decision. One fine day I decided, you know what, actually I want to go back to India. And I don't know why, what led to it. But I was closer to home now. I'm closer to family. I see my parents more often. When I was in London, I would see them like once every 4 years or something. Now I see them almost twice a month, if not more. So it's nice.
Okay. So tell me, actor.
Yes.
And also a pet owner. You are probably, I think, in that top segment of unwanted species of the rental market.
That is true.
How's been your rental market search? क्या problems होती है?
Oh God, क्या problems नहीं होती है. Honestly, like house hunting is a pain. Like I dread house hunting. So it's single female actor with a pet is like all the red flags for any broker, any society, any landlord. They're just like constantly wary of it, which I had never experienced in London. So ये तो एक नया ही concept था, and I was like, what is happening?
Between the four, you said single female actor pet owner.
Yes.
What do you think among these four is the most unwanted?
I think actor, because there's a very stereotypical view of what actors are like, what their lifestyle is like, what how we live and all of that. So, which I feel is a bit unfair and untrue because many industries live. Like if you're an investment banker, then you have all odd hours. You're coming back home at like 11, 12, you're working X number of hours. Vishal, the fundamental problem with dealing with landlords and brokers as an actor, as a female single actor, is I have to fight the notion or the idea that they have that this woman might be a prostitute. And it's sad because why do I need to justify my existence and my profession or anything to anyone? But that's the reality of it.
So why Khar? Why are you here?
Well, so being an actor, I've lived in all the possible areas. The given is Andheri. Andheri is one place I've actually not lived, but I've really tried to find a place there. I've lived in Malad. Before I got into acting, before I went to London, I've lived in Bandra, I've lived in Santa Cruz, I've lived in Hiranane, Mira Road, Thane at one point. So I've really moved around. And obviously as actor, the place is Andheri, as we know, but I just love the neighborhood of Khar. I think as actors also there is this thing where people live in Andheri and then when your life gets upgraded, someday I'm going to live in Bandra Khar, and I don't like to wait for life to happen, so I made it happen now.
Okay. So it's sort of like a status symbol, living in Khar, right? So one thing I notice about this, for an actor you're a lot more organized than I've seen many actors. So is it just today or generally you're so organized?
No, I'm generally very organized. I'm big on multitasking, so I literally need everything. If you see my house in a mess, then you know my life is a mess. So I'm very there's a place for everything. Everything is well thought out. Every little detail is thought out. Where will what the smallest of thing go? I'll put some thought into it, and it has to be aesthetic as well. So yeah, I'm big on that.
And I'm guessing your favorite color is white.
I do love white. That's such a gift. I love that you got that. But yes, I do love white. Yes.
What worked in this apartment? What worked in this location?
So I also, while there are these red flags, I'm also very particular about the kind of house that I want to live in. I like a lot of daylight. I always say that during the day, I don't want to switch on the light. Like that needs to be that much light in the house. I don't like the dull, old kind of feel. I feel like it's a bit depressing. Security is very big for me, and the landlord is important to me because I don't like it when people interfere and like keep asking and suddenly randomly turn up and all of that, which happens with a lot of single females particularly because landlords want to keep an eye on what we are doing and everything.
Okay. How tough is it to be an actor in Mumbai? Would you label yourself an actor, struggling actor, successful actor? What do you call yourself?
I would call myself, I like to use the term actorpreneur instead of actor because I mean I am an actor, but I like to run my career like a business because I feel like I am the brand and I'm sort of putting myself out. So I like to use the term actorpreneur. I don't like struggling actor or successful actor because I feel like the career is so unstable, uncertain. You can't really put yourself in a box, and there's a lot of connotations around each of these terms.
Actor and entrepreneur.
Yes.
Okay. So what part of this house gets used the most?
All the parts, I think. Like this is my office.
Okay.
This is like a sort of a standing desk as well. So I use this a lot for a lot of my work. This is the living space. So in the evenings, I'll always be here. And then let me talk you. This is obviously the dining space, so all my meals happen here.
Okay.
So the flat has two bathrooms, but I have converted this into a dressing area for Cuddles and me. So that's like her grooming table, and this is my grooming space.
Quite an improvisation.
Yeah. So I tend to assure my landlords when I take the flat that I'm going to leave it better than I got it. That's just something I feel. I like to break that stereotype that people have that, you know, if it's a, tenants, they live like...
Single tenants even more so.
Yeah. And in fact, like we were talking earlier, in every time I'm looking for a house is the only time I'm like, oh my god, I wish I was married. Because it would just open so many more options. People would look at you so differently.
What percentage of homes do you think are not available for you in the rental market, based on what you hear from brokers and homeowners?
Honestly, I mean, it's completely off the top of my head, but I'd say like at least 70%.
It's not even.
Yeah, like the options just shrink. So,
how about your family? What does your family say about you living in Khar, this place? They like it, not like it?
They love it, of course. Like we've lived in, when I was younger, I used to live in Tata Road. From my dad had a company flat here, so this area is home for us before we left India.
Where's your family now?
They live in Palava in Dombivli.
Okay.
So where Lodha city thing. My dad, so they used to live in Vilepale, but they moved because dad didn't like the pace of the city, and he was just like, I want to retire. So they even tried Goa for retirement, and they didn't like the medical services there, so now they've moved.
This kitchen, okay,
Yes.
fairly sizable one.
Yes, this is the biggest kitchen I've had in Bombay. There was one time I was living in a flat where they converted the balcony into a washroom, and I used to literally like had to shut the curtains before taking bath. So this is a big upgrade.
Do you cook yourself? You have a cook?
No, I don't have a cook. I've experimented with the whole cook culture in Bombay, in India rather, but I found that a lot of food gets wasted, and I'm very health conscious, so I like to cook myself. In fact, I cook everything. Like I make my own shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer, everything myself.
Shampoo, conditioner, you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually Atmanirbhar. Do struggling actors or do actors or non-superstar actors get paid as little as we read about?
Yeah. I've known actors who are like, I can't name them, like really big actors as well, and they're having a quiet stint, and they'll take like really low pays. So like, unfortunately, the career is so unstable. Like even a Shah Rukh Khan goes a while without working. Even an Amitabh Bachchan has done B-grade films at one point.
Okay, and this bedroom, fairly low-key.
Well, so the whole house is designed around Cuddles, my dog. so that she can sort of climb everywhere and get on everywhere without like having to struggle. Like I had a proper bed before, but she would have to jump on it. So I got a floor bed. I have a little stairs over there just for her to be able to climb to the window and look outside. So the entire house is designed around her.
Is it easy to manage a pet being an actor with odd schedules, and how do you?
Normally it would be, but I got very lucky with her. She's very good. So I take her for all my shoots everywhere.
Okay, and this is what your walk-in wardrobe.
This is my walk-in wardrobe, yes. Okay. So I've kind of, it's actually quite a big room, and I've created a sort of a partition, and so.
Yeah, this is a sizable 1 BHK.
Yeah, yeah. But I think in Khar, Bandra area, the old buildings, most flats that I've seen tend to have bigger rooms and spaces.
But then why be in Khar? What's the charm of Khar?
I went to Podar school over in Santa Cruz. So my world, my ecosystem when I came back to India was this. So this has always felt home, this area. Andheri, I've like really tried. I'm like, I'm an actor, I should be in Andheri, but man, there's just no good properties.
Okay, and that is a good size balcony.
Yes. It's the first time in Bombay that I have a balcony, which is actually a balcony.
Oh, yeah, that is a good size.
Thank you. Yes.
So was that a requirement this time that you wanted a balcony?
No, not at all. I just got lucky with this.
A few weeks back, I basically I shot at the Bachelor, and he said, between renting a home and getting married, my idea is to get married first, because then my renting journey becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I usually don't get, unless it's like an old uncle who is like loves to give gyan, I don't get people telling me to get married. But I have these indirect taunts like, oh, you know, don't have boys. Do you have a lot of guests coming home?
Basically, dress up very conventionally to get your apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and this place over here, you sit over here quite a bit?
Yes, this is my spot and this is Cuddle's spot. So we sit here in the morning, look outside, and this is also where I do my yoga and everything. So it's really nice.
What's the best thing about Khar and what's the worst thing about Khar?
Best thing, I think just a lot of like restaurants and life-wise, the basic lifestyle is really nice around here. Like everything is like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I can, it's hop and skip away, and so that's the best part. Worst part is it's really expensive and it's only getting more and more expensive. Like it doesn't seem to be going down.
How much is the rent for this place?
65 without parking. So that's street parking. So then I pay separately for parking if I end up going for a long shoot, then I'll have to, park my car somewhere else, and so I end up in park.
So 65,000 for a 1-bedroom. From this way the apartment looks, I reckon this will be like a 570, 590 square feet unit.
Yeah, I think you'd know that better. I'm not very good with scaling.
Okay, but 65,000, that many would say that's quite a bit for an actor.
That is a lot. That's why I always say that it's very important to, as an actor, to do enough financial planning and sort of have because otherwise you end up waiting for life to happen to live your life. And I was very clear that I don't want to be doing that because that affects my performance. Then you end up putting a lot of pressure on each audition, every opportunity. You're like, oh my God, this is going to change my life. I don't think anything changes your life. I think it's a job, it's something you enjoy, you do it. But I want to live my life no matter what. So, yeah.
Have you ever thought of, has there ever been a moment where you say, just screw acting, let me get into something more simpler and stable?
I mean, I've always done acting, just not, camera is something I started only a few years back. I don't think there's ever a space where I don't want to be acting because of the challenges or anything. But I do know that I'll always play it smart to not put my eggs in one basket, because I think that's a risky space.
Okay. What next for Amaara?
Well, I'm taking it one day at a time now.
Do you want to own a home? Do you want to be on rent? Do you want to...
I feel like the math just doesn't add up. I mean, I don't know if anyone can convince me against it, then I'm great. I'm more than open to it. I've tried that. I have owned a flat at one point when I was in London. I'd invested in flats in India, but it just didn't add up. So
you sold that?
I sold that, and now...
Had a profit loss?
at just about break even.
After how many years of owning it?
After 7 years? No, 6 years, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically you burnt your hands once with buying
Yeah,
property.
not looking at buying anytime soon.
On that note, Amaara, thank you for coming on the Tenant from London to, well, many parts of Mumbai, but right now in Khar. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much.
Time for the report card. This is a reasonably spacious 1 BHK apartment in a standalone building. Location, this is Khar, part of the vibrant neighborhood of Bandra Khar, Santa Cruz. Lots of cafes, restaurants around, well connected to the CBD of Bandra Kurla complex. Connectivity, the railway station is close by, the bus network is strong. Private transport has one dilemma in terms of parking spaces available in these standalone buildings. All in all, if you're a person who wants to be in a well-located hub, wants to be in a vibrant neighborhood, is willing to pay a premium for it, this is a sort of location and project that can be considered. Are you looking for the perfect home? Stop looking around, scan the QR code and explore from thousands of rental properties, read resident reviews and make an informed decision with 99acres.com.